to pray. God of truth, God of justice, God of mercy and compassion, we praise you on this joyous occasion for all the gifts of your bounty and for the riches of your grace. We thank you for the opportunities you have given the men and women of the class of 1986 to stretch their minds and their imaginations and to explore your good world. We're grateful for all who have taught them these 12 years and for all who have counseled with them, for their commitment and dedication, for the knowledge and understanding you have given them. We pray that you will bless these 439 persons for whom this day is not the end but a beginning. Grant to each one of them an inquisitive spirit, a mind that is not content with easy answers, the will to discern what is true from what is false. Give to them, we pray, a spirit of understanding and compassion, a spirit that is not afraid to ask embarrassing questions. Make them dissatisfied with mediocrity and with the hypocrisies that plague our society. Guide each one of them, we pray, as they struggle to find their place in this at times confusing world, and as they seek to make their contribution to their families, their communities, and to the larger world community. Be with them and protect them throughout the days and years of their life's journey. Amen.
Struggling to find a topic for this speech, someone suggested that I talk about all of the knowledge which I've gained from my classes in high school. As any student would do, I laughed and replied, the speech has to be at least 4 minutes. Of course, I was only kidding, but at the same time, I realized something about my education. Facts and figures are not the most important products of my experience at McCaskey. Soon, most of us will probably forget much of what we've learned here. In a few years, we might not remember the order of presidential succession, or what the river symbolizes in the Mill on the Floss. And though I am sorry to admit it, Mr. Bossert, I've already forgotten how to expand a binomial. In fact, I don't even remember exactly what a binomial is anymore. Yet I do know that we are not going to walk away from McCaskey empty-handed. During these last few years, we have learned certain principles here, which if we choose, can guide us through happy and productive lives. The first of these principles is honor. No one in this class ever took a course on honor, but everyone has, at one time or another, had to make choices involving his or her own personal code of honor. Should I cheat on this test? Should I turn in my friends if they cheat? Will I accept responsibility for my mistakes? Everyone faces these questions in high school, and the answers which we've begun to give are already shaping the kinds of people we will be when we are adults. These answers have taught us that to be honorable is to be not only honest, but also responsible. And I think we've seen that while no one can be perfectly honest or meet every responsibility, by enjoying the benefits of an honorable school, we know that honor is worth an undying effort. The second principle is the principle of thought. Thinking is not merely the memorization of facts, but is instead an active process. McCaskey has provided us with a variety and depth of learning that teaches not just facts, but process. Not simply what to learn, but how to learn it. For example, in our English classes, our teachers would say, "What do you think the whale symbolizes?" Not, "The whale in Moby Dick represents the following 3 themes in American literature." And here is where the importance of extracurricular activities can really be seen. You will never really know what it takes to put out a high school newspaper until you've worked in the vedette room one morning during production week, no matter how many textbooks you read, no matter how many classes you take. Participation teaches process. And maybe McCaskey, above anything else, has given all of us the chance to participate. The ultimate importance of learning how to think is this. In the modern world, the questions change so fast that if you know how to find the answers, you will always be prepared to meet new challenges. Memorizing is just a waste of time. The final and most important principle is the principle of life, of believing and appreciating in the value of life. Our school has experienced tragedy. Don Bauer, Jay Dennison, Jeff Gossman. We have witnessed in a short period of time the deaths of 3 students. And while these experiences have been upsetting, I think they have also been meaningful. By grappling with the seeming senselessness of their deaths, we have come to realize the infinite value of life. We know now that no matter what obstacles we face, at least we are alive and trying, and if we are lucky, enjoying the whole effort. And that's a lesson which I think takes most people years to realize. In retrospect, even if none of us can remember how to expand a binomial, or who becomes president after the Secretary of Agriculture, we're going to walk away from McCaskey with our hands more than full.
The student who is motivated and recognizes that there are, in fact, standards of excellence in learning and education, and who strives to attain those standards most often does meet that challenge and does attain a very significant and respected level of excellence. This evening, I'm proud to introduce to you 4 of the members of the class of 1986 who actually 3 years ago recognized and accepted this challenge and have attained the highest standards of learning, a straight A academic average for 3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please join with me in recognizing with a considerable degree of respect the honor students of the class of 1986. John C. May Jr., Mary S. Richardson, Peter Stolzfus, and W. Andrew Tyndall.
Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Walker, Mr. Seifert, faculty, parents, the Reverend clergy, relatives and friends of the graduating class, and members of the class of 1986. representing the Rotary Club of Lancaster, I am happy to have the privilege of presenting the Dr. Harvey A. Smith Award. For many years, Dr. Smith was superintendent of the Lancaster School District, in which he served with distinction until his death. Dr. Smith was president of the Rotary Club of Lancaster in 1952-53. Over 20 years ago, an anonymous donor contributed a liberal sum of money to the Rotary Club of Lancaster to establish the Dr. Harvey A. Smith Memorial Fund. The income from this fund makes possible the yearly Dr. Harvey A. Smith Award to a member of the graduating class of the J.P. McCaskey High School. Provisions of the trust state that the recipient of the award shall be selected by the senior class and faculty. It is further stated that the controlling considerations in the selection of the student are to be those qualities of selfless service to the school community and its students, which Dr. Smith demonstrated to the civic community and its citizens. These qualities, incidentally, coincide with the ideals of Rotary and the Rotary motto, service above self. Therefore, the award has a twofold purpose. First, to recognize the student outstanding in qualities similar to those demonstrated by Dr. Smith, and secondly, to help perpetuate Dr. Smith's name as one of Lancaster's distinguished educators. The student selected for this year's award is Stephen S. Sensnig. Stephen, would you please come forward? It's an honor for me, as a representative of the Rotary Club of Lancaster, to present to you the Dr. Harvey A. Smith Award for 1986. The award reads, presented this 10th day of June 1986 by the Rotary Club of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, to Stephen S. Sensnig, who in the opinion of his fellow classmates and the faculty of J.P. McCaskey Senior High School, best exemplifies selfless service to the school community and its students, high standards of conduct, and pride in being part of the high school. And it's signed by Michelle Elaine White for the class, John Seifert for the faculty, and me as president of the club. And the check that goes with it reads $500.
Clarence M. Ebersole Memorial Award honors the memory of Mr. Clarence Ebersole, for many years a social studies teacher and later the chairman of the social studies department at McCaskey. Upon his death in 1966, his family established this award. In 1985, the family discontinued support for the award, but because of considerable interest expressed by the social studies faculty, as well as considerable support from the community, the award is being continued. A generous benefactor, who is present here this evening, has donated a considerable sum of money which will guarantee perpetuation of the award. We at McCaskey are most grateful to this individual. This award recognizes a graduating student who has done outstanding work in social studies during their high school career and who exemplifies high standards of character and citizenship. The award consists of a certificate and a check for $100, and the social studies faculty at McCaskey has selected Matthew Pinsker as the recipient this year. Matt.
Mr. Vernon, we accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole Saturday for whatever it was we did wrong. What we did was wrong, but we think that you're crazy to make us write an essay telling you who we think we are. What do you care? You see us as you want to see us, in the simplest terms, the most convenient definitions. You see us as a brain, an athlete, a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. Correct? That's the way we saw each other at 7 o'clock this morning. We were brainwashed. This letter comes from the recent smash movie, The Breakfast Club, in which 5 teenagers are forced to find out about each other when they spend the day together in Saturday detention. This class is much like The Breakfast Club. We were forced together, forming a diverse, to say the least, group. Members of this class represent many different religious, cultural, and social backgrounds. But you know that. You, my parents, friends, classmates, those of you whom I don't know, and yes, even those of you who are hoping that I will finish this speech so that we can get on with the ceremony. You all know who we represent as we get our diplomas tonight, but the rest of the world has labels and categories for us. We are people that went to that city high school to the rest of the county, and people who grew up in some hick town in Pennsylvania to the rest of the world. But we know that they're wrong, that we don't fit into their categories, that we are individuals. I could stand up here tonight and tell you that I am great friends with each and every one of the people sharing the stage with me. And you might believe me, because you are polite people, and that is what one is supposed to say at a graduation speech. But I can't tell you that, not if I'm going to be honest. There are people here who I don't ever remember having seen before. And there are people here who I've known since I was very small. I'm not ashamed to tell you that I don't know everyone's name. I don't think that that would be possible or necessary. We don't always do things together on the weekends, and we don't always think about one another outside of the school day. But the time that we have spent together is important, not only to me, but I hope to everyone on this stage with me tonight. This hasn't been an easy year. I thought that the senior year was supposed to be filled with laughter, but I have found that it is also filled with nervousness and tears. We have mourned this year, both as a group and separately, but we have also laughed and cheered. All of that has made us stronger individuals. We have shared each other's triumphs and defeats, and we have become stronger people because of that. The most important thing that we can remember that we learned in high school is something that no other graduate can look back on. Anyone can learn history or English and can even pass swimming, but no other graduate, this year, last year, or any other year, can look back on what they learned by being part of the John Pearsall McCaskey high school class of 1986. That is what we share, and that honor goes far beyond all of us having a diploma which states it. We are the class of 1986. We have been a happy and caring class. We are the class that has learned to become stronger individuals because of the group. As we leave this stage tonight, we will be thrust out onto the world, whether we or it are ready. After tonight, there are people that I will never see again. But my hope is that as we all go our diverse and separate ways, we can be stronger people because of what we learned by being part of this very special class.
In the spring of 1975, a group of McCaskey teachers, believing that recognition of the graduating senior girl who had distinguished herself in the study of English was long overdue, began deliberations to inaugurate a companion award to the John Pearsall McCaskey Award for Excellence in English. The committee deemed it proper to name the new Girls Award in honor of a woman who had herself exemplified and inspired excellence in English as a teacher in the schools of Lancaster for 40 years. The esteem in which Catherine Buckwalter was and is held by her friends, her former colleagues, and her former students is ample evidence that excellence in English be synonymous with the example and encouragement of Catherine Buckwalter. Thus, it gives me great pleasure to present for extraordinary proficiency in the use of the English language and extraordinary understanding of and appreciation of literature, the 11th Annual Catherine M. Buckwalter Award to Annette K. Boyles. The John Pearsall McCaskey Award, now in its 26th year, resulted from the merger of two earlier awards, one established in 1926 in honor of Dr. McCaskey's 89th birthday, and the other in 1940 to coincide with the dedication of the new McCaskey High School. The inaugurators of both awards were groups of former students of Dr. McCaskey. Their aims were to perpetuate the influence of that Dr. McCaskey had on education of the young men of Lancaster, and to encourage among male students of J.P. McCaskey High School a proficiency in the study of American and English literature and language. And so since 1961, when the two awards were combined, we have honored annually a graduating senior boy with the John Pearsall McCaskey Award for Excellence in English. It gives me great pleasure to present this prestigious award to Matthew F. Pinsker.
The Hall of Honor Award was inspired by an outstanding class at McCaskey, class of 1979. Since its inception, it has become established as really our most prestigious award. The award is presented by the faculty of the high school. The faculty nominates candidates for consideration, and then a committee of staff members carefully check and evaluate the credentials of all of the candidates that have been nominated and, of course, select a winner. The criteria for selection include scholarship, school service, extracurricular activities, personality, and citizenship. The 1986 recipients' achievements reflect not only the class of 1979, but they certainly also represent exceptionally well the class of 1986. Gifted and talented in the arts, sciences, humanities, as well as being very ambitious, active, productive, and perhaps above all, always willing to serve. In addition to receiving the Certificate of Merit this evening, this year's winner's portrait will be mounted in the McCaskey High School Hall of Honor this evening. And ladies and gentlemen, we at McCaskey are filled with a lot of respect for the very fine young lady who is this year's Hall of Honor recipient, Marius Richardson. believe it's appropriate at this time to share with you some of the accomplishments of Mary. I'm doing this because some people have in the past been curious about what does a student have to do in order to be awarded the McCaskey Hall of Honor Award. There is no particular formula of what they have to do, but it is a cumulative record of what they have done. Mary has been president of American Field Service Organization, president of the National Honor Society, co-captain speech and debate team, member of student council, editor-in-chief of the school literary magazine, editor of the faculty section of the school yearbook, news writer for the school newspaper. She has been chosen to attend the Rotary Leadership Camp, an environmental studies program at the University of Iowa, the Pennsylvania Governor's School for International Studies. She has placed first in an extemporaneous writing contest sponsored by the Pennsylvania School Press Association, has also been the winner of numerous other essay contests. She has been the recipient of Quill and Scroll Award, I Dare You Award, Outstanding Biology Student Award, Frank B. Trout Memorial Award for Social Studies, Franklin Marshall Book Award for Excellence in Humanities Studies, American Legion Award, Commonwealth National Bank Art Award, Urban League Youth Award, and the Presidential Academic Fitness Award. Mary has been awarded the National Forensic League Degree of Distinction. She has been named National Merit Semifinalist, National Merit Finalist. She has been awarded a National Merit Scholarship, as well as being the first student at McCaskey to ever have been awarded a National Honor Society Scholarship. Mary has been accepted at Williams College, where she will major in environmental studies after serving the next year in Liberia, West Africa, as a teacher and volunteer for the International Christian Youth Exchange. And finally, Mary is an honor student, and she is the recipient of the Hall of Honor Award, and most appropriate, she is our concluding commencement speaker, Marius Richardson.
You really didn't want to see all of me, I know. Despite Mr. Seiferd's many kind words, I have to admit to you that physical education was never one of my favorite subjects. If I wasn't striking out at softball, I was jamming a finger in volleyball. Gym class soon became my bi-weekly torture of despair, humiliation, and occasional terror. I entered McCaskey resigned to suffer through 3 more years of the same punishment. But soon I found myself, if not exactly looking forward to gym class, then at least enjoying it. My new interest was in no part due to any improvements in my physical dexterity. I was as uncoordinated as ever. But in gym class, I was forming a new group of friends, girls from every social, economic, and cultural background imaginable. We all set aside these differences in favor of team spirit, mutual support, and friendship. That very group of friends I found in gym class represents McCaskey's true essence. Every student on stage here tonight has been a part of this small world. In our outside lives, most of us belong to particular groups, and we don't often venture outside those social, cultural, or economic boundaries. But here at McCaskey, we are brought together in an atmosphere that promotes understanding and appreciation of everyone. McCaskey's most valuable lessons are not learned from a textbook. They are learned from the people around us. We have learned to work and communicate with each other, to respect each other's differences, and to find friendship in our similarities. Of course, we are not perfect. Prejudice and intolerance are found here just as they are anywhere else. But anyone who has ever been a part of McCaskey, not only as a student, but as a parent, a teacher, or a friend, at least recognizes that there is more than one way to live life. Graduation brings to an end this small world that we have been a part of for 3 years. Most of us will return to our particular groups and give up that interaction we had here in high school. But the lessons of McCaskey need not be lost if we learn to adopt a new perspective on our experiences here. We need to look at McCaskey not as a single short experience, but as the first of many lessons in a lifetime of learning. This won't be an easy thing for us to do. We'll have to passively switch from being a part of McCaskey's small world to actively building our own small worlds. We'll have to go out and look for opportunities to meet different kinds of people, to learn about different cultures, and to teach others the understanding and appreciation that we have learned here. But the opportunities are there every day. We can become involved in clubs or organizations that reach out to all people. We can learn to appreciate the expressions of other cultures through their art, music, and dance. We can maintain our friendships from high school and work to develop new ones. We can fight prejudice in ourselves and our friends. And we can always stay in touch with McCaskey. At times, it may seem like our efforts to display our own understanding and appreciation of others just aren't worth the trouble. But creating hope for the future, while rarely easy, is always worthwhile. We live in a world where people, communities, and nations are divided by religious, economic, and political differences. It takes courage and work to break down those barriers and start mending the many gaps. And it takes something we all can contribute, the understanding and appreciation of others. Adlai Stevenson once said, "The journey of 1,000 leagues begins with a single step, so we must never neglect any work of peace within our reach, however small." McCaskey has been an easy first step for us. We have been handed the opportunity to learn to understand and appreciate so many different types of people. Our next steps may not be so easy, but we know how to take them, and we know what rewards we can find along the way. Gym class at McCaskey may not have taught me how to hit a volleyball or pitch a softball, but it has taught me how to walk. As we leave McCaskey, each of us is prepared to join in that journey towards peace and understanding among all people, along the road of acceptance and love.
Dr. Walker, Mr. Seifert, graduating seniors, faculty, parents, board members, and friends. Congratulations to the class of '86. Tonight marks the end of a 12-year journey and the beginning of your future. You leave here tonight to embark on a long journey. For this journey, you have a strong educational foundation provided by the many teachers in whose classrooms you participated. To you, they have imparted ideas, conviction, thinking skills, dreams to aspire to, self-discipline, perseverance, logic, and maturity. Added to this is the love and support of your parents, guardians, and friends. During your years at McCaskey, this faculty and administration has been dedicated to your future. Their high expectations of you, their ideas, their promotion of learning will always stand you well through your lifetime. They have given you a start, and now you must fulfill your destiny. As you embark on this new beginning, I want to leave this thought with you. Each of you is special. You can be whatever you want to be. Set your goals, and with hard work, you can achieve these goals and then set new goals. Dream to be the best you can be. Dream to rise to lofty heights. Dream to excel. Dream to benefit mankind. Dream to make this a better world. Dream to help the oppressed. Dream to cure the ill. Dream to end discrimination. Dream to use your knowledge for others. You leave here tonight bent on different destinations, bound by your past, your parents, your friends, and your teachers. Never abandon your quest for knowledge or the fulfillment of mankind's dreams. Thank you.
I have a statement I'd like to make to the senior class before I present them for their diplomas. However, before I do that, I would like to recognize a group of people who are sitting on stage with the students who, over the past 3 years, have been very much like you. They have a lot of pride in the students who are on stage because they have gotten to know them over 3 years. They have shared joy and sorrow with them. They have cared for them. They have understood them. They have shared their knowledge and their insight with them. And they have given of themselves. I'm, of course, speaking about the faculty of McCaskey High School. I believe we in Lancaster are exceptionally fortunate to have such a knowledgeable and committed staff as we do at McCaskey. I'd like now, if they would please rise to be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, an exceptionally competent and caring, very distinguished staff, faculty of McCaskey High School. A brief story I want to share with you, written by a gentleman named Bruce Baldwin. Once upon a time, there were 2 butterflies who were delighted when their own baby caterpillar came into the world. As most parents do, they look forward to seeing their young one turn into a beautiful butterfly just as they were. They even helped build a protective cocoon within which the metamorphosis, the change, would take place. Then they waited with eager anticipation for a beautiful young butterfly to make a grand entrance into the adult world. At last, they saw the cocoon breaking away. To their shock and also to their dismay, their young one emerged without changing at all. The small caterpillar greeted its parents with the explanation, "It's too tough to be a butterfly these days. You have to fly on your own, and there's no one around to take care of you. I've decided to stay just the way I am." At this time in your life, you're confronted by, I believe, rather similar circumstances. The world, maybe even you yourself, have expectations of you, and you do have a choice to make. Now, you can choose to change, or you can seemingly choose not to change. However, the choice is really academic, for according to Henri Bergson, to exist is to change. To change is to mature. To mature is to create oneself endlessly. To create oneself endlessly. Recreate yourself over and over again. Can you envision yourself at different times in your life, not just this evening, at different stages of your life, emerging from yet perhaps other cocoons, hopefully each time more beautiful than before? It's a matter of explanation, elaboration. There are perhaps 2 forms, 2 kinds of change. The first is the constant, ever-present state of transition that all of us go through, in which we adapt daily to new sets of circumstances. Now, this is the real business of living, the day-to-day kind of living. Then there are major life changes, like the one that you are facing right now. Times when you make life-altering changes. Times characterized by decision or indecision, risk or comfort, letting go or holding on. Bittersweet times filled with equal portions of joy and sorrow. Times when it will be important for you to be able to step forward boldly. And the question is, will you be able to? Can you now leave the security of your home, of school, of old friends, and expose yourself to the unknown? Can you stop living to please your parents, stop living to please your teachers and your old friends, and start living for you? Are you now ready to emerge, to break out, and to fly with the beauty that is within you? Being ready is both believing in your potential to fly and having a dream to pursue. The years that you've spent here at McCaskey were years in which you either consciously or subconsciously shaped, gave form to a dream. In a sense, McCaskey has been a dream academy. We have given you knowledge of the world around you, and I hope the foundation of your unique vision of the future, a better understanding of yourself. If you have heard, experienced, learned enough of what we have offered, you are aware of what holds most meaning for you for the future. Now, you must believe in yourself and let go of the supports and comforts that you have been accustomed to, and you must not be indecisive because of the past securities that you have felt. You must also, as Henry David Thoreau suggests, advance confidently in the direction of your dreams. And please, don't let life just happen to you. The strength and energy that it takes you to choose to take a chance will not weaken you, but will in fact generate in you a greater strength and the energy of endless recreation. I feel that you, in fact, are ready to emerge more beautiful than before. I'd like you now, if you would, to look at the bottom of the front page of your program for this evening and read along with me your class motto. To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream, not only plan, but also believe. Dr. Walker? Dr. Walker, by unanimous vote of the faculty of John Pearsall McCaskey High School, the 439 members of the senior class are recommended to become the 52nd class to be graduated in the 48-year history of the school. With great admiration and earned respect and a very sincere and deep affection, I present to you Dr. Walker, the class of 1986.
Mr. Seifert, platform guest, class of 1986, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special evening. And what beautiful addresses we heard from our students. When you think about composure and being articulate, they have it. Could we again recognize Matt and Beth and Mary? Seniors, you've come a long way. 12 years ago, when I began as superintendent of this district, you were a group of 6-year-olds running around our first grade classrooms. How time flies. And 2 weeks ago, I attended another graduation program It was for our 4-year-olds who will be moving into our kindergartens next year. You're the class of 1986. They will be the class of 1999, the last class of the 20th century. Quite a contrast. Parents and friends, it's been my pleasure getting to know this fine group of young men and women. I've seen them in the classroom, I've seen them in athletics and various co-curricular activities. 2 weeks ago, a number of us had the pleasure of attending the senior prom and seeing the largest number, over 400 students, attend. And last Monday, a very special evening at the senior honors banquet when many of our seniors were honored for their accomplishments. This is a class that has achieved, a class that has set many records. In fact, I think they may have set a record on that day known as Senior Knockoff Day, but I won't talk about that this evening. Seriously, they have represented their school and their families in an exemplary manner. I want to share with you some data about this class and their plans after graduation. About 40% of the class have made plans to continue their formal education at various institutions of higher learning. Another 40% of the class have already obtained full-time or part-time employment. 7% of the class will be entering the armed services, and the balance at this time have not made any definite plans or are in the process of seeking employment. Seniors, all of us, your parents, your teachers, your friends are extremely proud of you. I add my congratulations to the rest and extend to you very best wishes for a successful future. Thank you.
The marshals will now present the class according to previous instructions. Joining me this evening in the presentation of the diplomas will be our coordinator of guidance for the school district, John Greer, and also the house principals at McCaskey, the senior class advisor, Buddy Glover, Rosalie Morales, and Ronald Rill. Elizabeth Horn. Laura is a student representative to the school board.
Thanks.
Estrella M. Gonzalez. Kimberly Coleman. Jessica L. Ekman. Veronica Renita Lewis. Melissa A. Myers. Nancy Sayets. Darlene Santana. Barbara Lynn DeGroot. Susan Jean Scher. Stacy L. Hardcastle. Min N. Nguyen. Wendy Lurie Trees. Hope Marie Watson. Chanra Cheng. Carol A. Conyers. Elizabeth Tirado. Sonia I. Tirado. Jamie L. White. Varian Marie Bunch. Mai N. Ha. Melody D. Edwards. Elicio Torres. Beth A. Winter. Nale Long. Young and Nguyen. Sheila R. Rainier. Maria Teresa Scheid. Unso O. Michelle Glenda Dreschler. Michelle Lee Ekman. Kimberly Ann Johnson. Kelly Sue Coble. Dina M. McCumsey. Lori A. Groff. Maribel Negron. Salam Say. Connie L. Wagner. Lori Pauline Whitaker. Amy Lynn Whitman. Tracy L. Younts. Jamie S. Salasco. Amber St. Clair Brebinger. Annette Rosa. Lorraine Gutierrez. Carol Lorraine Myers. Ut Thibault. Carla Linda Nugatis. Benita Ann Parker. Melissa D. Price. Tina M. Bowman. Keisha M. Brown. Bonnie Jean Brubaker. Edith B. Butler. Tracy L. Coates. Jody L. Conrad. Hung Tido. Diana D. Figueroa. Yeah, don't worry about it. Lillian N. Rodriguez. Wanda J. Gable. Marilyn E. Geider. Jeanette Guerrero. Come and go around here. Paula J. Halterman. Christine Marie Horn. Michelle Lee Howe. Monique Josette Humphrey. Karen Lynn Johnson. Diana L. Nicely. Margaret G. Lear. Amy Lynn Monticchio. Robert D. Newsom. Clarice M. Dockett. Alicia A. Dennison. Linda Lee Coxey. Ada R. Corbin. Christy Lionel Buntman. Kristen K. Brivchik. Maria Carmen Hernandez. Sue A. Pearsall. Laurie J. Kleckner. Wendy Sue B. Kitch. Troya Lynn Butcher. Elizabeth Torrijos. Diane Lynn Ekman. Rebecca M. Winter. Tammy J. Walter. Jennifer Lee Ferrano. Jennifer Lee Trimble. Shelley Lynn Salzbach. Barbara Christine Sprout. Charlotte A. Small. John. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Joanna Vittanen, who is an exchange student visiting with us this year from Finland. Joanna has been the guest this year of Mr. and Mrs. James Bleacher. This evening, I would like to present Joanna as well as all the other exchange students that you will be introduced to, with a certificate of our appreciation for their having spent a year with us, and also an American flag that has flown over our nation's capital, and also a volume of The Heritage of Lancaster, authored by John Ward Luce, and also inscribed by the author. Jonathan Benjamin Steigelman. Anna M. Fouts. Monica Beth Lau. Katrina Marie Mertz. Leah Marie Kolb. Brenda Irizarry. Kathy D. Herr. Rula K. Gervasilis. Kim M. Ford. Whitney L. Ekman. Kelly J. Fisher. Marilyn Figueroa. Karen Louise Cook. Luann M. Blake. Jody Karen Bleacher. Kimberly Ann Bauer. Michelle Lynn Adams. Lisa M. Rose. Glenda B. Miller. Rachel D. Henry. Melinda A. Ritalik. John E. Van Arskamp. Keisha Deshawn Bynum. Wendy Lynn Byers. Gail Yvonne Burns. Lorraine Brown. Cynthia Arroyo. Michelle Lynn Booth. Sherry E. Gunnett. Shirley A. Winder. Amy L. Wiegelinski. Alice Marie Walton. Cheryl Lynn Stieberger, Vice President of the class. Annie L. Wright. Kelly Lynn Wigan. Patricia A. Tucker. Vivian M. Torres. Goldie N. Bird. Michelle L. Swigert. Robin Lynn Schaefer. Ava Marie Rodriguez. Juanita Robertson. Sandra M. Poza. William B. Worley. Rose Marie Liebel. Jennifer Lynn Hatfield. Melissa Christine Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Tia Rissanen. She is our Youth for Understanding exchange student from Finland. Tia has spent this year with us as the guest of Mrs. Diane Clare. Tia, nice having you.
Thank you.
Lisa J. Suter.
Congratulations.
Teresa L. Thomas.
Congratulations.
Stephanie Ann Woodley.
Congratulations.
Pamela S. Deerdorf.
Congratulations.
Dietra J. Crabtree. Kim Marie Stevens. Jennifer Ann Field.
Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you now our third exchange student, Patricia A. Sleeman. Patricia is visiting with us this year from Ireland, and she has been staying with Mr. and Mrs. Anthony Ugoldnik. Kathleen Shufflebottom. Wanda Yvette Sayers. Tanya Y. Ricketts. Annalise C. Ream. Renee A. Haldeman. Antonio Gonzalez. Priscilla A. Glover. Nadine M. Volkman. Angela Marie Finks. Kirk E. Barrett. William James Heydrich. John H. Elliott. Brian E. Harris. Roger W. Bixler II.
Congratulations.
Jerry A. Ames.
Congratulations.
Wayne M. Brooks.
Congratulations.
Richard S. Turner.
Congratulations.
Our first young man who is an exchange student, Sebastian Roto, Youth for Understanding from West Germany. Sebastian has been the guest this year of the Reverend and Mrs. Lloyd Hartley. Sebastian. Stephen Krebs.
Congratulations.
Katrina J. Steffi. Marilyn G. Johnson. Jennifer E. Herr. Jennifer A. Feinfrock. Michelle Lynn Espenshade. Diane M. Wright. Ernestine Michelle Jameson. Mary A. Hendricks. Sherry Lynn Fritsch. Joanna Elaine Bloom. Aristula Theodora Leondakis. G. Carey Brooks. William L. Stewart. Robert D. Murr. Patrick C. Anderson. Larry L. Swope. Richard H. Pfeiffer. Thomas E. Smeltz. John P. Poole. Terry Lee McFadden. Michael R. Johns. Christine E. Patterson. Louise Andrews. Udelka Tavares. Sandra Y. Tyler. Lisa A. Kirkner. Donna M. Ruth, Sabina Myers, Jennifer Lynn Masso, Michelle Renee Lindsley, Susan Elizabeth Moyer, Gordon A. Cross, Treasurer of the class. Chukyu Lung, Obdulio Morales, Joel Sanchez, Jose A. Vasquez, Ray A. Weeks, Sadi Kung, Brian S. Albert, Rasmi S. Chim, Barry L. Gill Jr., Angel M. Rivera Jr., John M. Hoffer Jr., Pablo Santiago, Leroy J. Shea, Donald C. Burkhart, Robert E. Kepperling, Yvonne Rivera, Joseph Leroy Shurik Jr., Michael Allen Sturbach, Louis Morales, Jamie Alaquin, Brian J. Ashba, Tai T. Lee, F. David Volk, Darrell Montgomery, David M. Sanchez, Fernando Santiago, Atan Bong,
Doing this wrong, aren't I?
Peter E. Michael, Ernest James Moran, Young T. Fwung, Michael E. Tanksley, Michael E. Barr, David M. Bird, Jamie L. Burkholder, Stephen Scott Sensenig, Tito Dueño, John B. Herr, Michael A. Morant, Sean K. Plott, Felix Ramos, Stephen A. Rosser, Hilarion Torellis, Jeffrey J. Weathers, Ralph Winder, Brian K. Werner, Michael John Painter, Douglas A. Klinger, Asif M. Tianen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you, please, Peter M. Yoda, an exchange student representing the American Scandinavian Exchange Program. spent this year with us, staying in the home of Dr. and Mrs. Robert. Miguel A. Padilla. Miguel A. Rojas. William N. Alexander Jr. Stephen Chen Liu. John D. Minnick. Brian K. Bird. Edward J. Masso.
Sean Allen Putt.
Sean Allen Putt.
Sean Allen Putt. Nathaniel Santana. Larry Rodriguez. Gregory Scott Stone. Timothy E. Ulmer. Scott D. Bullitt. Kevin A. Angroff. Antonio Gonzalez. Arnold W. Hammond. Carlos A. Rebran. Douglas Cunningham. Edwin H. Schweitzer. W. Andrew Tyndall. Jennifer J. Groff. Elba Alvarado. Hilda Marie Garcia. Connie Bauer. Lori Ann Labatius. Melissa J. Wright. Kimberly A. Wilson. Carmela Roxanne Thomas. Belinda May Stryver. Melissa A. Pierce. Colleen Marie Metz. Michael L. Schrader. Brian S. Werner. Ronald M. Whistler. Daniel Vasquez. Harry R. Schreiner. Mark R. Payson. Timothy M. London. Michael A. Robinson. Flor Pablo Gonzalez. Jose M. De Jesus. Lisa Marie Talton, Secretary of the class. Michelle Marie Mattern. Lori Jean Kreitzer. Barbara Ann Baumgardner. Renee Johnson. Tracy A. Heckel. Gina D. Fisher. Pamela K. Karpousis. N. Tidong. Mildred Burgos. Gail L. Brown. Annette K. Boyles. Eric Christopher Mosher. Matt L. Pisano. David J. Kenyon. Anthony Jones. Anthony L. Greggs. Samuel Cruz. Richard L. Hollow. Brian Lee Hargrove. John D. Wolf. Jose A. Rivera. Joshua R. Dixon. Lydia K. Govia. Stephanie Ann Weicker. Brenda M. Wiggins. Luz D. Tirado. Doris E. Sanchez. Lizette Rodriguez. Christine E. Rodriguez. Loretta D. Reed. Sandra Parker. Mayan Nguyen. Nicole Yvette Melton. Timothy M. Fry. Scott David Martin. Robert Paul Lesher. Stephen S. Groff. Lee E. Wise. Charles Lamar Ballard. David Scott Barr. Michael E. Gonzalez. Stephen H. Schindel. Jason Thomas Scott. Stephen K. Reef. Melissa Fontaine Posey. Jane Burnett Wade. Han H. Vu. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you now our American Field Service student from Spain, Teresa Victoria Sanchez.
Did I go now?
Teresa has spent the year with Dr. and Mrs. Charles Byers, and also this evening she would like to address not only the members of her class, but of course you, parents and guests, as a representative of all of our exchange students.
This year at McCaskey has been one of my greatest years. At the beginning, I was very scared. I didn't know what I was going to find or how my host family would be. It was a total state of confusion. But then I started learning about your culture, and I enjoyed it very much. The persons who really helped to make our year were our host families. Mine, the Byers, were great. We want to thank them because they made possible this year for us. Patricia was with the Ogolnik family, Tia with the Clark family, Peter with the Matthews, Sebastian with the Hartleys, Julia with the Myers, Andres with the Zimmerman, Johanna with the Bleacher, and all of them were great. America is different than Spain. Here you have football, baseball, and no bullfights, thank God. In Spain, I wouldn't have gone to a science fair or swim on a team. Swimming this year was fun. I think that one of the best things that American schools have are the extracurricular activities. Tia enjoyed track. This was one of her major accomplishments this year. Sebastian joined the tennis team, and Peter soccer, swimming, and tennis. He keeps very good memories from the first one. He broke his arm. The classes I learned most were my English classes. Back in my country, one studies the history of literature. Here, they teach you how to read a poem or criticize an essay. In my name and all the rest of the exchange students, I want to thank the teachers for all the help we got from them. It's not easy, even for a biology teacher, to explain what a kidney is. Sebastian wants to thank Ms. Cooey for all her questions and answers. Nordy to Mr. and Mrs. Neal, and the rest of us to all our teachers. This year was great. Thanks.
Ileana Valentin. Amy L. Halstead. Altamise Griffin. Felicia A. Gregg. Barbara M. Gauss. Tina Louise Bowder. Jennifer K. Ziegler. Tracy L. Wright. P. Christopher Hunsiger. David L. Whitmer. Stephen Michael Sprout. Darrell Robinson. Heriberto Rios. Paula L. Priest. William Morrison. Bruce Anthony Minnick. Selvin H. McEwen. Michael R. Martino. Annie Christine Hunsiger. Shelley Lynn Korsnicki. Mary E. Heisen. Angela M. Herr. Tracy Lynn Fraley. Milagros Dyer. Diane J. Cresswell. Julia C. Brueggemann, ladies and gentlemen, an exchange student from West Germany who has been staying with Dr. and Mrs. Carl Moyer. Julia.
Thank you.
Christine L. Boyer. Helen M. Barney. Stacy L. Allison. Christopher Jarrett Walker. Robert Simon Matthews, Jr. Troy S. Marty. David Michael Kahn. Cliff F. Horner. David A. Green. Ronald B. Gray. John William Garrice, Jr. Harold E. Dillon. Henry J. Davis. Ryan S. Boyd. Kelly S. Ballantyne. Heather A. Graver. Jody L. Rumo. Rhonda Lee Rubican. Megan E. Rogers. Berthelene Rivera. Margaret M. Rittenhouse. Chris C. Papadimitriou. Dawn M. Murr. Karen M. Mast. Kim Martin. Hung L. Long. David M. Strauss. Matthew Everett Svenko. William L. Reed. Todd B. Condren. James Edward Boots. Joseph John Blake. Christopher E. Zymnus. Louis Torres. Scott C. Taylor. Ron Kirk Stevens. Jeffrey S. Schneider. Angel M. Rosa. Karen L. Ginther. John C. May. Peter Stoltzfus. The flowers underneath. Matthew F. Pinsker. Beth J. Rosenstein. Mary S. Richardson. Maribel Ortiz. Our senior class president, Michelle Elaine White.
Members of the class of 1986, by the power vested in me as President of the Board of School Directors and on behalf of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby declare you graduates of the class of 1986 of the John Pearsall McCaskey High School, Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Commencement for the class of 1986 is a most special occasion. It is a time when we cut the nurturing cord of our educational parents, J.P. McCaskey High, its administration, teachers, and support staff. We have been tempered through our diverse backgrounds, sharpened by our experiences, and embellished by our blessings from God. How will we be remembered? Will they say that this was an extremely talented class? Yes, we have demonstrated sufficient skills in speech, music, writing, vocational education, arts, athletics, and other areas to warrant that label. Will they call us happy, lively, a bunch of kidders and practical jokers? Yes, they might, for we have done our best to make our time here enjoyable. However, we hope that you remember us as the class that was truly concerned, a class that cared for others, who shared their talents, abilities, and their love. A class that symbolized the meaning of the J.P. McCaskey family. When things were tough and tragedy struck, we clung together. These have been 3 wonderful years that we spent here at McCaskey, and we can always look back at our many achievements and relationships with pride and love. Our love for one another and those around us is a legacy that we want to leave with you so that the J.P. McCaskey family can continue to grow stronger with each succeeding class. Our high school graduation marks a job well done. Our future success has already begun. Tonight we will go forth into society to carve out our own little niche. The road that we travel will be paved with challenges. We will have our share of disappointments, but we will also have many opportunities to succeed as long as we hold fast to our dreams. Mike, as I pass the torch to you and the class of 1987, remember the words of Amanda Bradley. Follow your dream, take one step at a time, and don't settle for less, just continue to climb. Follow your dream. If you stumble, don't stop and lose sight of your goal. Press on to the top, for only on top can we see the whole view. Can we see what we've done, and can we see what we can do? Can we then have the vision to seek something new, press on and follow your dream? May God bless and inspire you to achieve success.
Thank you very much for this traditional honor. I would first like to congratulate the class of '86 for achieving a stepping stone in life. We salute you for not only becoming a very caring class in your 3 years, but for also managing to work together to achieve your goals. We would do well to follow the example set by the class of '86. I only hope the class of '87 can achieve our goals with as much success. We too hope to come closer as a group, and we hope we can also become as successful as you, so our celebrations as we leave McCaskey can be as joyous as yours. Thank you.
Our Lord, we would thank Thee again for the privilege of coming together for this occasion this evening. For these students who have received honor due to them, for the thoughts that are shared together in this moment of the fullness of time, for those parents and friends and relatives who have come together, for the responsibility of an administration and a faculty who share many happy memories and responsibilities. We would thank Thee for all of these things, Lord. And now, may the Lord bless Thee. May the Lord keep Thee. May the Lord make His face to shine upon Thee. May the Lord be gracious unto Thee. May the Lord lift up His countenance upon Thee and give Thee peace. Amen.